Europe is known for its rich history, stunning architecture, and vibrant cultures. But not all cities on the continent are picture perfect and safe. While many European cities are considered some of the safest in the world, there are certain places where crime, unrest, or other dangers make daily life a bit more hazardous. In today's video, we're counting down the most dangerous cities in Europe. Whether it's due to rising crime rates, gang violence, or political unrest, these cities are known for being risky, both for locals and visitors. If you're curious about which places you should be cautious about, stay tuned as we break it all down. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more informative and engaging content like this. Let's dive in. Number 10. Montpellier, France. Montpellier, a beautiful city in southern France, has become a hotspot for property crimes and violent incidents. With a crime index of 62.3, it ranks among the highest in France, especially with the recent increase in theft and vandalism cases. The city also grapples with issues of youth crime, as gangs influence certain neighborhoods, creating pockets of instability. Property crimes like burglary and car theft have surged in Montpellier, impacting both locals and tourists. Residential areas are often targeted, leading to heightened safety concerns among residents. Authorities have responded by increasing police patrols, yet property crime remains a persistent issue. Violent incidents, including assaults, have risen in recent years, with particular hotspots identified in city center neighborhoods. Local business owners report a decline in foot traffic as safety concerns grow. Law enforcement has launched awareness programs to encourage public vigilance, but it's an ongoing challenge. Reports indicate a significant increase in youth involvement in gang activities, leading to public disturbances. Gang presence is visible in certain areas, with street fights and vandalism occurring frequently. Community programs have been launched to help steer youth away from crime, but the results have been mixed. Montpellier's combination of property crime, violent incidents, and youth gang influence makes it a city with serious safety challenges. Without further intervention, public safety issues may continue to escalate in this beautiful French city. Number 9. Brussels, Belgium. Brussels, Belgium's capital and home to the European Union headquarters, has seen a troubling rise in theft, organized crime, and public safety issues. The city's crime index of 63.0 reflects ongoing concerns, particularly in popular tourist areas. Despite its status as a key European hub, Brussels faces complex safety challenges that local authorities are working hard to address. Places like the Grand Place and Brussels Central Station are hotspots for pickpocketing and petty theft. Tourists and locals alike report frequent incidents, which disrupt daily life and tourism. The city has increased visible security in these areas, yet theft remains a prominent issue. Brussels is dealing with a rise in organized crime, with drug trafficking and illegal arms trade operating through underground networks. This organized crime has led to occasional violent incidents, particularly in neighborhoods known for gang presence. Law enforcement has increased raids and monitoring, but combating organized crime remains a significant challenge. Brussels frequently sees protests, some of which escalate into clashes with the police, adding to the public safety concerns. The social tensions reflect broader issues, creating an uneasy environment in parts of the city. Efforts to improve police-community relations are underway, but public safety remains fragile. Brussels faces safety concerns with theft, organized crime, and occasional unrest that threaten the city's security. The city's efforts to manage these issues will be critical for its future stability. Number 8. Sofia, Bulgaria. Sofia, Bulgaria's capital, ranks as one of the most dangerous cities in Eastern Europe due to its high rates of violent crime, organized crime, and economic struggles. With a crime index of 63.5, Sofia grapples with public safety issues that are deeply intertwined with poverty and social inequality. Despite government initiatives to improve conditions, crime remains a major issue in certain neighborhoods. Violent crime, including muggings and assaults, is a significant issue in Sofia, with cases frequently reported in downtown areas. This violence deters both tourists and locals from certain parts of the city. Law enforcement is stretched thin, making it difficult to maintain a visible police presence in all high-risk areas. Organized crime groups exert influence over local businesses and occasionally clash with each other, leading to turf wars. This presence impacts everyday life, particularly in low-income neighborhoods where these groups often operate. Efforts to dismantle these organizations are ongoing. but they remain embedded in the city's structure. Sofia's high unemployment rate fuels the city's crime issues, with many young people turning to criminal activities as a means of survival. Poverty exacerbates crime, creating a cycle that's difficult to break. Social programs are in place, but funding limitations restrict their reach and effectiveness. Sofia's crime, driven by violent incidents, organized crime, and economic hardship, makes it a difficult environment for residents. Economic reform and increased law enforcement resources will be essential to improve safety in Bulgaria's capital. Number 7. Athens, Greece. Athens, the historic capital of Greece, faces safety challenges that have escalated over the past decade. With a crime index of 64.0, the city is dealing with issues related to drug trafficking, theft, and violent crime, particularly in tourist-heavy areas. Despite efforts to revitalize certain neighborhoods, safety concerns persist, impacting both locals and visitors. Athens has seen a rise in drug-related crime, especially in central neighborhoods like Exarchia, where drug dealing and use are prevalent. This problem has worsened public safety and created no-go zones for tourists. The government has deployed specialized police units to address these areas, but progress has been slow. Popular areas such as the Acropolis and Monastiraki are hotspots for theft and pickpocketing, particularly targeting tourists. This has hurt Athens' tourism reputation and affected visitor experience. Increased security patrols have been introduced, but theft remains a common issue. Athens is known for frequent protests, sometimes escalating into violent clashes with police, particularly around Syntagma Square. These events can disrupt public transportation and cause property damage, creating an atmosphere of instability. The police have tried to manage these incidents, but tensions remain high. Athens faces issues with drug crime, theft, and social unrest, which make parts of the city less safe. Long-term improvements in public safety will depend on reducing crime and fostering community trust in law enforcement. Number 6. Birmingham, United Kingdom. Birmingham, the UK's second-largest city, has been grappling with high crime rates, particularly in violent crime and antisocial behavior. With a crime index of 63.6, Birmingham faces complex safety challenges that affect both residents and visitors. Authorities have implemented various initiatives to curb crime, but the city's issues remain. Birmingham has seen an increase in violent incidents, including knife crime, which has impacted safety in various neighborhoods. This issue is most prevalent among youth, sparking community concerns and calls for more intervention. The city has introduced knife amnesty programs and awareness campaigns, but violence remains a significant problem. Burglaries, car thefts, and vandalism are common, with residential areas frequently targeted by criminals. These crimes contribute to an uneasy atmosphere, making residents feel vulnerable. Police have increased neighborhood patrols, but property crime continues to affect the community. Birmingham faces a growing issue with drug trafficking, particularly in deprived areas, contributing to gang-related violence. Drug-related offenses add to the city's crime rate, impacting public safety. Authorities are working to dismantle drug networks, but it remains a challenging task. Birmingham's issues with violent crime, property crime, and drug offenses make it one of the UK's most challenging cities for safety. Continued investment in crime prevention is needed to improve public safety in this historic city. Number 5. Paris, France. The City of Light may be famous for its beauty, but it's also one of Europe's most challenging cities for crime, with a crime index of 65.2. Paris struggles with issues related to pickpocketing, organized crime, and recent social unrest. Although it remains a popular tourist destination, certain neighborhoods present safety risks for both locals and visitors. Paris is infamous for pickpocketing, especially in tourist areas like the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre. This has led to an increased police presence in these areas, yet pickpocketing remains common. Tourists are often advised to stay vigilant, but the issue affects Paris's reputation. Paris frequently experiences large protests, which occasionally escalate into violence and property damage, especially around the Champs-Élysées and Place de la République. These incidents disrupt public services and create a tense environment. Authorities have responded with crowd control measures, but the unrest remains an issue. Paris faces challenges with organized crime, particularly in suburban neighborhoods where gang activity and drug trafficking are prominent. These activities create unsafe zones within the city, especially at night. Law enforcement efforts continue, but organized crime remains a persistent problem. Paris's challenges with pickpocketing, social unrest, and organized crime make it a complex city for safety. For both residents and tourists, staying alert and informed is crucial when navigating certain areas. Number 4. Malmö, Sweden. Malmö, Sweden's third largest city, has recently gained attention for its issues with violent crime and gang activity, earning a crime index of 67.8. Known for its multicultural diversity, Malmö faces significant safety challenges, especially related to gun violence and organized crime. Despite efforts by local authorities, the city remains one of Sweden's most dangerous urban areas. Malmö has witnessed an increase in gun-related crimes, with incidents reported in various neighborhoods. This spike in gun violence is often linked to gang conflicts, making certain areas unsafe. The police have increased their presence, but gun violence remains a significant concern. The city is heavily affected by organized crime groups involved in drug trafficking and extortion. These groups operate in specific neighborhoods, creating unsafe zones for residents. Efforts to curb gang influence include targeted police operations, but progress is slow. Many residents report feeling unsafe, particularly in areas with high gang activity and during nighttime. Local initiatives aim to involve communities in crime prevention, but safety concerns persist. Malmö's public image has suffered due to these issues, impacting its reputation. Malmö's struggles with gun violence, gang activity, and public safety make it one of Sweden's most challenging cities. Resolving these issues will require long-term strategies and community cooperation to restore safety. Number 3. Naples, Italy. Naples, a city with a rich cultural heritage, faces serious challenges related to organized crime and street violence, with a crime index of 69.0. The influence of the Camorra, Naples' organized crime syndicate, deeply affects the city's safety and daily life. Despite government efforts to curb crime, Naples remains a hotspot for both locals and tourists facing safety risks. The Camorra has a significant impact on Naples, with involvement in extortion, drug trafficking, and racketeering. This crime syndicate has operated in the city for decades, creating an atmosphere of fear in certain neighborhoods. Authorities continue to crack down on these activities, but the syndicate's influence is deeply rooted. Naples is notorious for street crimes, including pickpocketing and mugging, particularly in tourist-heavy areas. Tourists are often targeted, and locals advise vigilance when navigating certain parts of the city. Increased police patrols have helped somewhat, but street crime remains a common issue. Citizens of Naples have held protests against the Camorra's influence, demanding stronger action from the government. These protests reflect widespread frustration over the city's crime issues and the desire for safer neighborhoods. Local initiatives aim to reclaim areas from crime, but progress is challenging. Naples' struggles with organized crime and street violence make it one of Europe's most dangerous cities. The city's cultural beauty is overshadowed by safety concerns that continue to affect daily life for residents and tourists alike. Number 2. London, United Kingdom. London, one of the world's most iconic cities, has seen a significant rise in violent crime, including knife-related incidents and gang violence. With a crime index of 71.0, London's safety issues are widespread, affecting various neighborhoods and socioeconomic groups. The city's vast size and diverse population contribute to unique challenges in maintaining public safety. London has been grappling with a severe knife crime crisis, particularly among youth in specific boroughs. These incidents have become alarmingly frequent, affecting neighborhoods and causing public outcry. Police have implemented stop and search policies to curb this trend, but knife crime remains a prominent issue. Gang-related violence is an ongoing concern in areas like South London, where turf wars often lead to violent confrontations. This gang activity creates a sense of insecurity and impacts the quality of life in affected neighborhoods. Community programs aim to provide alternatives for youth, but gang influence persists. The city experiences high levels of theft and burglary, particularly in tourist and residential areas. Common crimes like pickpocketing in places like Oxford Street and the Underground affect residents and tourists alike. Authorities have boosted visible patrols in hotspots, yet these crimes continue to be prevalent. London's knife crime, gang violence, and high rates of theft make it a city with pressing safety concerns. While law enforcement efforts are underway, the city faces an ongoing battle to reduce crime and ensure public safety. Number 1. Marseille, France. Topping our list is Marseille, France's second largest city, with a crime index of 72.5, plagued by high crime rates, including violent crime and gang conflicts. Known for its beautiful Mediterranean coast, Marseille's safety issues are particularly pronounced in certain neighborhoods. Organized crime and drug trafficking have earned Marseille a reputation as one of Europe's most dangerous cities. Marseille has seen a surge in drug trafficking-related incidents, often involving violent clashes between rival gangs. These incidents are especially frequent in certain suburban areas, affecting both residents and nearby communities. Local authorities are working to dismantle drug networks, but the problem remains deeply ingrained. The city's gang activity contributes to frequent violent crimes, with gang shootings being reported at alarming rates. This violence has created no-go zones in specific areas, where locals feel unsafe, especially at night. Police interventions are ongoing, but gang influence remains strong. Property crime, including car theft and burglaries, is also high in Marseille, impacting both locals and tourists. This issue is particularly evident in tourist-heavy areas, causing concerns among visitors. Local law enforcement has increased their presence, but property crime is a persistent issue. With its severe drug-related crime, gang violence, and property crime, Marseille stands as Europe's most dangerous city on our list. Addressing these complex safety issues will require sustained law enforcement and community initiatives. From gang violence to petty theft, these cities may offer rich cultures and histories, but they also come with significant risks. If you're planning a trip to any of these locations, it's important to stay informed and take safety precautions. Have you visited any of these cities? What was your experience like? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insightful content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.